Dear students, in this session, I'm going to discuss about the industrial policy resolutions, which is passed in different years. So, in this topic, I have taken the major four industrial policy resolution: Industrial Policy Resolution of 1948, Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956, and then Industrial Policy Resolution of 1977, then 1980. Let's go with one by one. The Industrial Policy Resolution 1948 has declared that India having a mixed economy. So that means here the both government and the private people is entitled to form the policies relevant to the industrial activities, financial activities, or taxation policies like all this. Then small scale and cottage industries were given importance. So in order to uplift the uh, small scale industries, the importance for given for these small scale and cottage industries. The cottage industries are those industries which are purely meant for the local distribution or considering the local uh, things only, but small scale industries compared to cottage industry it's bigger than that. So that means the small scale industries were a little bit more than in productional or expansion of business activities or targeting consumers in all aspects. Then the government restricted foreign investment. The foreign direct investments were restricted in the year 1948 resolution industrial policy. So, in order to boost the local industries, then in the next industrial policy resolutions is 1956 industrial resolution policy. So, in this policy, we can see the three categories of industries, that is Schedule A, Schedule B, and Schedule C. Under Schedule A, the industries which were to be an exclusive responsible of state. That means the state governments as responsible for framing or setting up of enterprises. But in Schedule B, the government was responsible to set up the enterprises, but the private enterprises would be expected only to supplement of their efforts. So that means they can give added activities or policies or procedures for the setting up of enterprises. But in Schedule C, the all remaining industries and their future development what is in general be left to the only to the initiative and enterprise of private sector. That means farming, developing, and continuation of all these industrial activities were purely given for these private sectors under the Schedule C. Then this 1956 resolution industrial policy is adopted in the year 1956 in the month of April. Then it was the first comprehensive statement on industrial development. So that means it covering all major kinds of industries. Then in the 1956 policy, it continued the basic economic policy for a long time. That means a mixed economic policy was formed in the year 1948 policies, but it's continued in 1956 also. Then this has been confirmed for all 5 years plans. Then, according to this resolution, the objective of is a social and economic policy. That means establishment of socialistic pattern of society. So that means it allowing the all sectors of the society to be developed equally, or the opportunities more and more created for all kinds of industrial activities and the welfare of people. So these are the industrial policy resolution of 1956. Then the next major important industrial policy was 1977 industrial policy. So in this 1977 industrial policy, the target was to develop the small scale industries and cottage industries. Then the large scale sector. So under large scale sector, we can see the three classifications, that is basic industries, capital goods and industries, high technological goods. So the basic industries, which industries are those industries which provide the materials for the main industries. Then capital goods industries is it's concerned about the manufacturing of large machineries and all those things. Then the high technological consisting of technology, people, machineries, and the basic things. So all these three forms were given importance in the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1977. But at the same time, the industrial policy has restricted the control of big business houses. So the big business houses were they are able to give advertisement promoting their products and services at a huge level. That means through advertisements like paper, TV, radio channels, and other uh, areas in which they can reach the mass at a time. Then here, the role of public sector was to develop the existing and ancillary industries. Then, the industrial policy of 1977 was given importance for the revival and rehabilitation of sick units. That means those who are losing under the loss due to lack of capital, lack of infrastructure, and other things. They, these were the industrial policy resolution of 1977. Then the next major industrial policy is Industrial Policy Resolution 90, Resolution of 1980. So here the government announced this policy on 1980 July 23rd. The main features of the industrial policy of 1980 is the promotion of balanced growth. So that means a sustained, constant growth in industrial activities, then expansion and simplification of automatic expansion. So so there was a complex rules and regulations for there. So the 1980 industrial resolution policy made it simple to extend the business activities for the industrial sectors. Then taking over the industrial segments is continued. That means so rehabilitation and revival of industries is continued. Then regulation and control of unauthorized excess production capabilities were installed. So wherever there is a possibilities of producing excess, so the government plan to control the unauthorized excess. That means those who are not have a license or permit to produce more than capabilities are were regulated. Then so these are all the main features of industrial policy resolution of 1980. So with this, I'm going to conclude this session. Thank you.